Hey, Zach here with Frontenac Outfitters Canoe and Kayak Center. Today we're having a look at the Level 6 10-6 Cruising SUP board. It's a bit of a mouthful. In short, it's a fun board for most conditions and for lots of paddlers from beginner to advanced. So let's have a closer look at some of the features. So this is in Level 6's cruising family, available in multiple different sizes. This is the 10-6, also available in an 11-6 version, an 11-foot 2 XL version. I think that's kind of it. They've got some surfboards, they've got some touring boards. These are like the kind of the jack of all trades, a bit more of that traditional surf shape to them. Has that planing hull on the bottom, so a really flat hull. So they're really stable, easy to use. They can be used for fitness, for yoga, for surfy conditions. You know, really, it's just a great do-it-all type SUP board. This is an epoxy series board, and what that means is essentially it's a multi-layer fiberglass wrapped around a foam core, and then has a reinforced rail. I believe they're using 5 layers of glass on the rails here to give you some extra wall support without, you know, wrapping the whole thing in 5 layers and creating a lot of extra weight. As we add more fiberglass and epoxy, obviously the weight of the board is going to become more, so it's really about finding that balance between durability and weight. And I think Level 6 does a great job of that. So let's lay the board down. We'll have a closer look at some of the options and the design of this board. So starting at the bow or the front of the board, it has a really kind of soft nose on it. And if you look at it from, you know, kind of that side profile, you will see a bit of a rocker profile to it. You know, designed definitely with surfing in mind so that you can keep your nose up and not dig into the trough like you might find on a touring board, where it's going to have more of that displacement hull. Now, the downside of that is on choppy water, or even, you know, more calm water, is you do get what we call a lot of board slap. So you'll hear that water coming underneath and kind of hitting the board, tap, 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 tap. Not the end of the world, but just something to keep in mind. I like cruising boards. They're a ton of fun to play on. They're good for everybody, beginners or, you know, more advanced paddlers. The nice thing about them is the way they're shaped. They're really fun to kind of kick around on and have fun on the lake with them. As a fitness board, I prefer a touring board because they're longer and sleeker and they just cut through the water a lot smoother. But as a, you know, kind of a do-everything or a board for all people, or just a do-everything board, hard to beat a good cruising design. From the bow, as we come back, we have this laminated wood here. So it's a veneer piece of wood that's matted into the fiberglass finish. You can see that there's this stringer, and what that stringer does is provide support and structure to the board. We've got some bungee tie downs here, so you can, you know, put your water bottle, maybe a small gear bag, things that you're gonna want to take out with you on the water. It is removable, you don't have to keep it there, but it comes pre-rigged from the shop just like that. We have our EVA deck foam all the way, nice big pad here, and this is gonna give you a lot of maneuverability, a lot of comfort, and a lot of grip when you're out on the water. It will really help reduce fatigue in the feet from, you know, maybe trying to grip into the board, just because of that extra, that cushioning and also the extra traction it's gonna provide you, whether you're barefoot or if you're wearing like a paddle shoe or a paddle sock. This is gonna help with that. Here in the middle, you'll see we've got this little vent plug here. And what that vent does is allow the board to breathe. It will prevent the board basically from expanding and contracting and letting that breathe without getting moisture inside the board, which obviously we don't want. But we still want that board to be able to expand and contract without causing any damage to the fiberglass on the outside. And just a little further back, we've got our carry handle. There is a bit of a rod in here which we can use to attach our ankle leash. The carry handle is integrated right into the board. Nice plastic carry handle, really solid, really easy, nice big grip in there. You can grab a hold of the board, carry it around. Sliding all the way down to the back, we have our kick bar here. So, you know, if you're working on those pivot turns and getting that nose up, you can get your foot up on here and it'll provide you with the, you know, kind of some support to really work on getting your foot placement. You know, just kind of a fun feature. And lastly, there is one little plug here at the back. Again, another spot where we could attach a tether to, whether you want to do it from the middle or from the end. Just something worth playing with to figure out what works best for yourself. So having a look at the bottom side here, we can see that there's, you know, a little bit of rocker here at the front. Has a bit of a concave shape in here, and that's gonna help provide some stability to the board. It tracks really well. Again, it's not a pure surfboard. It is designed as a cruising board, as a bit of an all-purpose board. So it's gonna track well, it's gonna give good stability, and also be playful, which are, you know, things we're gonna look for in this type of design. Things really start to flatten out here in the middle, and that's gonna provide a lot of initial stability or primary stability to give us a feeling of, well, of stability, so that the board, you know, it doesn't feel super wobbly like if we were on a really narrow SUP board, like a downwind or a race board. As we come out to the back here, very moderate rocker profile coming out of the stern or the rear of the SUP. We've got our fin boxes here. So this one has options for 3 fins, your main center fin here, and then your 2 side bite rails. I don't recommend installing side bites unless you're actually going to be using it for surfing. Otherwise, they just create extra drag. They catch weeds, etc., etc. But it's an awesome feature to have if that's what you want to do. The very stern of the SUP, squared off, pretty standard for this type of design. So in the package, it does come with your standard cruising fin and also your side bite fins. Really easy to install or uninstall. It comes with the little Allen key tool to do that. Just making sure that you check the tightness on these thumb screws every once in a while, because you don't want it to loosen off on its own and lose it, and then all of a sudden you need to find a spare one. So the specs on the 10.6 is, well, you guessed it, it's 10 feet, 6 inches long. This one's 31 inches wide, and about 4.5 inches deep. Overall volume of about 174 liters and a weight range of up to about 190 pounds. Personally, I feel that's a little high. I sit at around 200 pounds generally in the summertime, and I can paddle this board, don't get me wrong, but it certainly starts to feel a little wobbly. The cruising series of boards are available in 3 different sizes. There's the 11.6, which is gonna be a better suited board for someone, say my size, in that 200 to 250 pound range. There's the 11.2 XL, so a little bit shorter, but it's the XL board because it's extra thick and a little bit wider, so it's going to give a lot of volume and a lot of support to that larger paddler who's looking for something to help inspire some confidence. The 10.6 here, always been one of our best sellers. It's a great board for a lot of people. If you're interested in trying one out, you're always welcome to come by the shop here and do that. So for more information, you can have a look at it at frontenacoutfitters.com. Or as always, feel free to give us a call or send us an email, and we're happy to answer any questions you have. Thanks a lot for watching.